Tuesday, 14th of March 1944. I am sitting at the Van Dance table with a handkerchief over my mouth. Why? Let me start at the beginning. They have arrested the people who bring our ration tickets. So we don't have any fats or oil. Meep and Mr. Clayman are ill again. And Pep can't go shopping for us. The food is awful. Lunch today is potatoes and some very old vegetables out of bottles. They smell terrible, which is why I have the handkerchief. We have got to eat them too. I feel sick when I think about it. Half the potatoes have gone bad and we have to throw them away. If life here was pleasant, the food would not matter so much. But it is the fourth year of the war and we are all in bad moods. Saturday, 18th of March 1944. I have written so much about myself and my feelings. So why shouldn't I write about sex too? Parents are very strange about sex. They should tell their sons and daughters everything at the age of 12. But instead of that, they send them out of the room when anyone talks about sex. And the children have to try and find out everything by themselves. Then later, the parents think that the children already knows it all. But usually they don't. Soon after I was 11, they told me about periods. But I did not know where the blood came from or what it was for. When I was 12 and a half, one of my friends told me some more. She told me what a man and a woman do together. Well, I had already guessed. I was quite proud of myself. She also told me that babies don't come out of their mother's stomachs. Where everything goes in is where the baby comes out. Children hear about sex in bits and pieces, and that isn't right. Although it's Saturday, I'm not bored. I have been up in the attic with Peter. I sat there dreaming with my eyes closed, and it was wonderful. Sunday, 19th of March 1944. Yesterday was a very important day for me. At 5 o'clock, I put on the potatoes to cook, and mother gave me some sausage to give to Peter. But he wouldn't take the sausage, and I thought it was because of the awful quarrel that we had recently. Suddenly, my eyes filled with tears. I took the plate back to mother and went into the toilet to cry. I decided to talk to Peter. After the washing up, I went to his room. We stood by the open window as it grew dark. It's much easier to talk like that. He didn't refuse the sausage because of our argument, but because he did not want to look too greedy. Then we talked about so much together. I felt good. It was the most wonderful evening I have ever had in the annex. We talked about our parents and our problems with them. I told him how I cry in bed. He said that he goes up to the attic when he is angry. We talked all about our feelings, and it was just as good as I imagined. We talked about the year 1942 and how different we are now. He thought that I was a noisy, annoying girl at first. I thought that he was uninteresting. I told him that we are like two sides of the same coin. I'm noisy and he is quiet, but also that I too like peace and quiet. I said that I understand why he goes away to be alone sometimes, and that I would like to help him when he argues with his parents. But you always help me, he said. How? I asked, very surprised. Because you are always cheerful. That was the nicest thing he said all evening. He must love me now as a friend. I'm so grateful and happy for that. Wednesday, 22nd of March 1944. Things are getting more and more wonderful here. I think that true love may be happening in the annex. Everyone has made jokes about us, saying that we might get married if we are all in the annex long enough. Perhaps those jokes are not silly at all. I am sure that Peter loves me too. But I don't know in what way. Does he just want a good friend? Or a girlfriend? Or a sister? Oh, when I think about Saturday night, about our words, our voices, I feel very satisfied with myself. For the first time, I don't want to change anything that I said. Thursday, 23rd of March 1944. Our black market ration book men are out of prison now, so things are better here. Yesterday, a plane crashed quite near us on top of a school. Luckily, there were no children inside. There was a small fire and two people were killed. The men inside the plane were able to get out in time, but the Germans shot them immediately. Local people were so angry. It was a cowardly, horrible thing to do. We, the ladies of the annex, were very frightened. I hate the sound of guns. Tuesday, 20th of March 1944. Mother is trying to stop me going up to Peter's room. She says that Mrs. Van Daan is jealous. Perhaps she is jealous too. Father is happy about it. He is glad that we are friends. Mother thinks that Peter has fallen in love with me. I wish that it was true. I do want to stay friends with Peter. We have our difficulties, but we have to fight against them. And in the end, they will make everything more beautiful. When he rests his head on his arms and closes his eyes, he is still a child. When he plays with Mushy, his cat, he is loving. When he carries the heavy potatoes for us, he is strong. When he watches the air raids or walks through the dark house to look for the burglars, he is brave. And when he doesn't know quite how to behave, he is sweet. Wednesday, 29th of March 1944. Mr. Polkestein from the government was speaking on the Dutch broadcast from London. He said that after the war, they wanted everybody's diaries and letters about the war. They would be an interesting part of history. I might be able to write a book called The Secret Annex. People would think that it was a detective story, but seriously, 10 years after the war, people would find it very amusing to read about us. The Jews who were hiding, how we lived, what we ate, and what we talked about. But although I tell you a lot about our lives, you still know very little about us. For example, how frightened the women are during the air raids.